you're right. And when you're right, you're right. And you're always right.
Because if you thought that Mark Gurman was wrong about the Apple event, he just got the announcement wrong, but we actually do have information now. If you've been waiting on a new Pixel to come out and think the leaks have been too dry, we've got something for you. And if you think Sony might be doing something different with their new flagship, think again. I'm Jaime Rivera, and after feeling crazy sick for the last day, thank God for €3 testing in Europe. I'm hoping it's just jet lag. This is Pockethound Daily. The official news today begin with more MWC announcements that we hadn't had a chance to cover over the past few days because it's just been crazy. Starting off with the Huawei. I mean, the company announced a ton of products, but probably the one that we like the most is the MateBook E convertible. This is actually a continuation from one of our favorite products from 2017 now with new guts. Just like its predecessor, it has a tablet-like body which serves as a 2-in-1 Windows 11 laptop when you want it. It has a 12.6-inch OLED display on a 90% screen-to-body ratio, weighing only 709 grams. It's powered by the 11th generation Intel chips, sadly not the new ones, up to Core i7, sports 16 gigs of dual-channel RAM, and up to half a terabyte of storage. Now we have no details on availability, but for €649, it's a pretty neat deal. Another company that caught our attention was TCL. I mean, sure, they showed us their foldable and rollable concepts, but since they've been doing that for at least 3 years, I'm gonna applaud when we have a final product. What really interested me is oddly their e-ink tablet, the Nextpaper 10S. Yes, it is a conventional tablet, but then it's got no e-ink display. This is actually a regular panel with matte glass, and it actually even supports a stylus. It does actually feel like if you're writing on paper or viewing paper for that matter. And we have no word on availability for other countries, but it'll cost $249 in Europe, and obviously the equivalent for China at the moment. Lots of great announcements, but stay tuned as there is more coverage coming up. Now, steering away from official news for a couple of segments, let's talk about Sony and their most conventional flagship. Lately, we've been getting some updates on their whole Pro lineup to the point where I've even kind of forgotten about the Xperia 1. Now we have some new renders from OnLeaks on the Xperia 1 Mark IV, and well, they look exactly like the Mark III did. Apparently we can expect the same 21:9 design, but there's some minor tweaks here and there. It's slightly, and I mean a couple of millimeters thicker, and it also has a slightly larger camera hump. You'll still be getting a 6.5-inch display, small bezels at the top and bottom, and according to these renders, the headphone jack is still here. At the back, you're still getting a triple camera array, though we do expect it to bring updates in sensors, and it still brings the camera shutter, which also doubles as a Google Assistant button. Sadly, we have no details on the specifications or the camera, but it'll reportedly be powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, given how the past releases have worked. And anyways, let us just know, what do you think about Sony flagships lately? Because it looks like you might as well just get a Mark III, even if it wasn't amazing. But all right, let's move on to Google and Pixels, and no worries, these aren't another set of Pixel 7 reference renders. Instead, let's discuss the Pixel 6a, which hasn't been on the leak cycle as much as its predecessors, or at least not for now. According to some Android police sources, the Pixel 6a and the Pixel Watch were recently spotted in a US carrier inventory system. Now, starting off with the watch, it appears under its leak codename Rohan, and it also says that it'll be available in 3 different color variants, including gray, black, and gold. This rumor also mentions that it'll arrive with 32 gigs of storage space, which is twice as much as we've seen by the competition, finally catching up to the Apple Watch. This particular carrier also doesn't offer any non-cellular smartwatches, so it's reasonable to conclude that the Pixel Watch will bring cellular capabilities. Now, moving on to the Pixel 6a, the codename Blue Jay also appeared rocking 3 different color variants, which are black, white, and green. It also shows that all of these would bring 128 gigs of storage. Sadly, these listings didn't mention any dates for either of these, but I mean, The last time we got a Pixel 3a was at Google I/O, so I'm assuming it's gonna just happen again. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's talk about Apple and last-minute event invites, because we were almost ready to record with something else, and then this ended up popping up. Yes, a couple of hours ago, the company sent out press invitations for an event that will happen on Tuesday, March 8th at 10 a.m. Pacific. The teaser shows an Apple logo with different colored layers, and it has a peak performance. The problem is that most of the rumored products don't really sound like it. For example, we expect a new iPhone SE and a new iPad Air, which are all just okay. Maybe it's probably going to be about the Macs. I mean, going a bit into all of them, the iPhone SE is expected to bring the same design we got with the previous generation, aka the iPhone 8, but of course it would bring updated internals and probably keep the same price tag we got with 2020. We actually just got some listings for cases and screen protectors from verified Apple sellers that pretty much call this an iPhone 8, so that one is pretty much a done deal. And then in the iPad Air, it's reportedly getting no design changes, but it would bring similar internals to the latest iPad mini, meaning a new chip and 5G. Now, the reason why I feel it might be about the new Macs is because those are rumored to bring the new M2 chip, even if I struggle to consider that we could get that before WWDC. And then there's the fact that the most leaked one of these is the 13-inch MacBook Pro, which will reportedly bring the same design as the current model. So for today's question, let us know, what would you like to see at Apple's event? Because for me, honestly, I'm not really excited. Honestly, I don't know what to expect. I would love a new MacBook Pro with a new design, given the fact that this one is about 5 years old, with an M2 chip and so many other things, but so far it doesn't really sound like that's going to be the case. Now, that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on PocketNow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social media. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to deal with the inevitable. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.